Hi, Democrats. Today is Tuesday, March 19th, and it's time for the Chair's Daily Live. Happy Tuesday. I missed yesterday, got caught up in a whole bunch of things, but today I have a very specific topic. I've touched on this topic a bunch of times, but I feel like it's time for me to touch on it again. And it's about focus. It's really about focusing. This is a presidential election year, and the news is going to talk to you ad nauseum about what Trump is doing and what Biden is doing, as if those are the only elections that are going to be on your ballot in November. They are not. No matter where you live in this state, they are not the only people who are going to be on your ballot this year. And so I just want to start out today here in the middle of March, reminding folks that yes, it is a presidential election. And yes, I believe it is one of the more consequential presidential elections since America has been here. That is what I believe. But it is not the only election that's happening this year. Don't lose sight of it. Don't decide not to vote. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But today it's about the fact that there are all kinds of things. I was talking to a young man who wants to come and work for the party this week. And I was explaining to him that in this calendar year, every 60 days, there's an election. Every 60 days, there's an election in this calendar year, right? We've already started with some city council races. We have some school board races in a couple of weeks. Then we have a lot of municipal races starting in June, and then in August, and then the first week in November. Trump and Biden have already been on their ballot on March 5th. They've already been on their ballot for the primary. So they're going to be on the ballot again in November. But in between there are city council races, school board races, county commissioner, mayor, state house, state senate. All of that stuff is on the ballot. And if we only focus on presidential, I left off Congress. If we only focus on presidential, we're leaving out the things that affect our daily lives. Now, another topic for another day, but hear me when I say, if you want better national outcomes, pick a better Congress. And this year, all 5 of our congressional seats are up. All 5. Every congressional seat is up this year. They're up every year, but not everybody knows that. Up every other year. So all 5. If you want better outcomes, because Congress decides a thing, they run it to the Senate before it ever gets on the president's desk. And so all the people who are mad about how the president is doing or not doing, need you to understand, pick a better Congress. But back to the focus. I want us to focus on what's happening in state level. City council, school board, county commissioner, mayor. Those are all on the ballot. Those are all on the ballot all over the state. And you need to be paying attention to those races. You need to be giving those candidates some love. And how we build up some balance in our legislature. Forget about Democratic majority. That's a goal. But let's just talk about how we get to a better place than where we are right now. Is we turn cities blue. Turn cities blue. Elect a blue city council. Once people see Democrats who believe that we all do better when we all do better at work on a city level, it's easier for them to vote for them at a state house and a state senate level. Vote for your city council. Make sure you pay attention. That's how we turn this state less red. That's how we turn the state pink, eventual purple, eventual blue, is that we turn our cities, city by city, less red. Pink, purple, blue, city by city, but ignoring those races because the news is saying this about this presidential candidate and this about this presidential candidate isn't helping your local outcomes. Not helping your local outcomes. What we have to pay attention to is our day-to-day lives. Who's out here signing the order to make sure that the potholes don't eat my car up? That matters. Who's on the front line fighting Ryan Walters when he wants to threaten the accreditation of a school district because he's mad? Those are our school board members. They're there fighting day to day to make sure that the fascists don't take over our school system. Yeah, I said it. But we need folks at these levels that people don't think about. We need Democratic mayors. We need Democratic mayors. So what I really want people to focus on right now is today is March 19th. April 3rd, 4th, and 5th are filing days. April 3rd, 4th, and 5th are the days that we file to run for office in this state. It's not too late, but we need to be focusing on our local races. So talk somebody into running, encourage them to run for yourself. But make sure that people know who you support so that we all can support them. Knocking doors, writing checks, writing postcards. We need to support the races here in Oklahoma. We need to support the races here in Oklahoma. And we obviously need to vote in the congressional elections and the presidential elections. That's a given, but I'll say it so that I don't get hate text later. But we have to focus on running as many candidates as we can so that Democrats have as many choices and options as possible. And then once someone bravely steps out there and puts their name on the ballot, support them. Support them. Had a conversation this weekend when an organization was saying, would they rather us share their social media or write them a check? Every candidate I know wants you to do both. But I assure you, walk cards are not free. They're not allowed to take them for free, frankly. Walk cards are not free. Stamps are not free. Yard signs are not free. So if you have it in your budget and you can help a candidate out financially, please do. Don't miss a car payment. Don't miss rent. But if you have it in your budget, please help them. If you don't have it in your budget, but you have a couple hours, drive them around. Volunteer to go put out yard signs so that they're not spending time putting out yard signs because they need to be on the phone raising money and they need to be on the door shaking hands. Contact the candidate. I promise you they'll have something that you can do to help them. Contact somebody that's thinking about it and let them know that the clock is ticking and we're here to help them. And if they put their name on the ballot and they're not real sure what to do after that, that's fine. April 13th. In Norman, Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Democratic Party is hosting Campaign Academy, where we're going to walk candidates through the basics of running for office. And we're having experts from all over the state and all over the states come in and provide this training. So we're bringing in training from outside of the state, but we're also tapping some of our state professionals and experts. So we're not going to leave you hanging. So if you're thinking about running or you're thinking about encouraging somebody to run, please know that the very next week after filing, we have a campaign academy that will help them get through the traps. So run for office. Focus on our local races. Focus on our local races. Make sure that we're taking care of home. Focus on our local races. Because some of our folks down at the Capitol are making some bonehead suggestions for bills, but they get to because they're there. So focus on local races, help your local candidates. Sign up for Campaign Academy on April 13th. And for those of you who will be at the convention where we select our delegates to go to the DNC convention, that it promises to be fun. Congressional District 4 is throwing a party to welcome folks who are coming in the night before, and convention is on April 6th. Thank you so very much for joining me, and I'll be back here tomorrow at 4:15.